Venom. It's back.
Venom. Zombie.
They make the same sound.
They do make the same sound.
Yeah.
All right. Ready, set, action.
It's time to nut up or shut up.
What do we say again?
It's been a while. Welcome to this.
It's been a while.
Daniel Shabazz, right?
Yeah.
That's us.
Wait, do you say that part? Welcome to This Time with Daniel Shabazz. Today, we're going to be reviewing Zombieland Double Tap.
Is there a 2 in the name, or is it just Zombieland Double Tap?
Oh, I think it's just Zombieland Double Tap. But if you're in Europe, it's Zombieland Double Tap Road Trip.
Yeah.
It's just in case.
Just in case you wanted to know what this movie is called in the European markets.
I guess they road trip in both films, so it really...
Was the first one called Zombieland Road Trip?
You'll have to look that up. If you do know, write in the comments below and let us know that if you do. And always make sure to like, subscribe, give us that little bell, and turn your notifications on. Want to know what we're doing?
All that stuff, yeah.
Do all that stuff.
Be part of it. This is our first review back together in almost a month.
Yeah.
Our last review is Ad Astra.
Ad Astra.
Yeah.
We haven't seen a single film. I have
we've seen a lot of movies.
No, we've seen a lot of films, but nothing that we had to review. But we're back with Zombieland Double Tap 2. We actually went to go see the Zombieland Double Feature. So we saw the first one, and right after we saw the second one.
Yeah, we did.
So Daniel, what is Zombieland Double Tap about?
So Zombieland Double Tap takes place just like the filming of the movie. It takes place 10 years after the events of the first movie, and it's basically picking up with the ye olde gang of Tallahassee, Wichita,
Columbus,
and Little Rock.
Little Rock,
yeah, so we're coming back with them. Obviously, they're all played by Woody Harrelson, Emma Stone, Abigail Breslin, and Jesse Eisenberg. So they're all back. They're living in the White House, and they're just kind of having, it seems like they've got this stuff down right now. Yeah. They know how to survive in this world. They're following the rules. They know what to do to make Zombieland their oyster, essentially.
Basically.
Enter Abigail Breslin, or Little Rock. She's trying to feel like she's missing out on life, so she kind of leaves with this person.
Yep.
And that's where our story kind of goes from.
Yeah,
you know?
It's a very I don't want to say similar plot to the first one, but the rules are the same, the stakes are the same, and that's a good thing.
Yeah,
that's a good thing because you don't want to change the formula right now. One thing that they've added, which I liked, is they added a bit more characteristics to zombies. The zombies just aren't zombies anymore. They have, I guess, identities or personalities in terms of what they are, in terms of who you'd attack. Kind of like in a video game.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's very much like a video game. Like, the first one already was very, similar, to Left 4 Dead.
Yes.
In the sense where it's there's, 4 people surviving together, and now there's different classes of zombies. Something I wish this movie did, I wish they did more with the classes of zombie, because at the very beginning of this movie, they kind of introduced, there's the Homer zombie that's he's kind of stupid, and then there's one that's a ninja, but we don't see the ninja one at all.
The Stephen Hawking,
the Stephen Hawking one, the smart zombie, but the movie kind of focuses more on this other new type of zombie, which is the T-800 they call it, which is they're very hard to kill because they're like Terminators.
Yeah, the movie doesn't focus as much on zombies this time as I guess it did in the first one.
Right, this is a lot more on the human dynamic of the group.
Yeah, which is great because the jokes are still happening. You're getting some more character development, and the characters don't get annoying. There is a new character introduced named Madison,
right,
who starts off, I'd say, pretty annoying.
Yeah.
But then as the comedy kind of continues, you find her really funny for some reason.
It took a little while to warm up to her character, but she definitely started to, her jokes really started to land, and I think they started to use her really well.
Yeah.
There was a lot of predictability in the movie. This movie's not reinventing the wheel, and it's crazy to think that it's been 10 years since the first Zombieland, because the characters look, with the exception of Abigail Breslin, who's 10 years older now, everyone pretty much looks the same.
Yeah.
But they have a great dynamic with one another. I really loved, just like in the first one, I love the banter with Woody and Jesse Eisenberg.
Yeah.
I wish Emma Stone had a little bit more to do in this one. She just kind of felt there, but she didn't feel like she had a huge
role this time
around.
This movie doesn't change things up. It doesn't add anything new, really. It continues off where Zombieland 1 left us, and that could be a good thing or a bad thing for you, but what's nice about it is that the movie's safe. And a film that like this, where it's kind of a risk when you're making it, and also it's coming out 10 years after, so you might have lost a lot of the target audience.
Right, and there's been so many... I guess, the thing that was so great about the first movie is that it came out in a time where zombies weren't so oversaturated.
Yeah.
And now 10 years later, zombies have like dominated all types of media.
Yeah.
So it's just funny that they kind of make little jokes about that too. And this movie's very self-aware as well, which is really funny. And that's what's so funny when you see characters like Luke Wilson. Is it Luke Wilson?
Luke Wilson.
Luke Wilson and
Thomas Middleditch.
Thomas Middleditch show up and kind of have their own spin on things as well too.
And Rosario Dawson is also a great addition to the cast. So when it comes down to this film, Daniel, I think if you're fans of the first one and you had an amazing time, like it's in your top 10 zombie films of all time, maybe, I'd say definitely go watch it.
Yeah, if 100%, if you love the first Zombieland, I think there's a lot to love with Zombieland Double Tap. You're going to get your characters that you're familiar with, and it's more Zombieland. So just like what we were saying, if you want more Zombieland, then that's there for you. If you're going into this movie hoping for a little bit more of a different spin on things or trying to reinvent the wheel, that's not what this movie is. I think my biggest gripe with the movie was I didn't find like the third act as compelling.
Not as strong.
Yeah, it's not very strong comparing it to like the first Zombieland was a lot of fun, right?
Yeah.
But this third act of this movie didn't really hit me as much. But it's still a fun ride, like the movie. So I had a good time with it. So definitely watch it if you're a fan of Zombieland.
But for most people, I'd say it was almost like a streaming.
Yeah, watch it when it hits Netflix or whatever streaming service, because there's a million of them now.
That's true.
Yeah.
All right, well, guys, you can always catch a new episode of us right here on the YouTube channel. We also have the movie podcast coming out. Hot and Heavy Season 2 is a go.
Oh, yeah, we're full force, and you're making your grand return, too,
I'm making my grand return. We have some reviews up from TIFF as well. Some of these films are not out yet, like Jojo Rabbit, Ford vs. Ferrari, Sound of Metal. Is that pretty much it?
That's pretty much it. Yeah, Joker's out now. Honey Boy is going to be coming out soon,
Honey
too.
Boy
Yeah,
as
so
well.
definitely check out the other reviews we have here on the channel. And, of course, check out the movie podcast at themoviepodcast.ca or just search for the movie podcast on whatever podcast service that you like to listen in on.
Yeah. That was This Time.
And we'll see you next.